Welcome back. So today I'm going to set up a Saint Expedito quick job spell. And for those of you that are familiar with Saint Expedito, he is a folk saint that many call upon when they want things to move expeditiously. When you want things in your favor and you want that fast luck, when you want things to move swiftly, when you want things to move a little bit faster than you can do it, you can call forth upon him. Now, as I always say, it's good to have a relationship with any saint, any folk saint, any spirit, any deity, any orisha, any lord that you're going to be working with. You should have a relationship. I know for most of you working with other energies that you really don't know how to do that, but I do recommend that you build relationships with him. Saint Expedito also is a saint that if you are going to work with him, he requires payment. He requires payment after. So yes, even though I will set up a candle for him and I'll put a petition under there for my client, I still will ask his permission in a reading if this can be done. If this is something that he thinks he can move swiftly within a certain amount of days. Now, some people will want it in 3 days, 5 days. I think that's a little bit crazy, considering all the people that call forth upon Saint Expedito. I think a good timing for you to ask him to move something, I think between 10 to 14 days. And when you ask him for certain things, he requires payment. Pound cake, my Saint Expedito likes Intamin's cake, so that is something that I would get, and I would give him a whole cake. And if you get him a whole cake, I don't recommend that you eat his cake. I don't recommend you give him a portion of something. If you promise a whole pound cake, give him a whole pound cake. Also, flowers, any kind of red flowers that you and him come into agreement with. He also likes a red candle. He'll take a tea light. He'll take a spell candle. He'll take a super candle, any kind of red candle that you'll give him as well. Remember, these are after offerings. He also would like thanks. And I have a spirit corner on my Majicden as well as my Instagram. And you could just go there and just thank him. Thank him for his time. Thank him for swiftly moving the situation. And some people give him money after. And if you do give him money after, or any kind of dollars or anything, that is his. You can't take it back when you're broke. That is all his. So everything that you're giving to him, make sure you give it to him as soon as you get it. So say right now, as soon as my client says she got the job, as soon, I don't care if it's midnight, I'm gonna tell her, go to Walmart, go to the gas station, give him every single thing as promised. Why? Because he is the type of saint that if he feels used, if he feels abused, if he feels taken for granted, he is going to take back what he has given you. And sometimes it's times 10. So say right now you ask him for money for rent, and you're like, Expedito, I need some money for rent. And you've been building a relationship with him, and you've been talking to him, and you've been connecting with him. That's key. Connection is really important. And you're like, okay, you need $1,500 for rent, and he gets you that money in 3 days. Pay him. If he gives you $1,000 and that's all he's giving you, that's all maybe at the moment that he felt that you need it. Because some people, they'll take the money and they'll do other things with it. And he knows your heart, he knows your energy. Just like a lot of root workers, before that message has gotten to them, they know, they feel for it. We understand things before it gets to us, before people say certain things to us, before certain emails come, before certain texts, before any message comes to us, we already know the energy of that person. And the saints, the folk saints, the deities, they are the same. So I would tell you, if you're going to do something like this, to really think. Remember, he was beheaded. And for those of you that build relationships with your saints, it's good to learn from them and understand what they went through. So you have to really be precise in that petition. Don't make it long. He doesn't like long petitions. He doesn't want to hear lifetime stories. None of that. Keep it short. Keep it sweet. Explain to him that you're going through a situation and you want to know if he can grant this to you on this particular day. And after whatever it is that you have been granted and offered, pay this man. Do not play with him. If you ask them to be, to win, the bidding wars, because a lot of people are going and getting houses and stuff, and you want to win this bid, and you want to make sure that your offer is accepted, and your offer is accepted quickly and swiftly, pay the man. If he got your rent paid, pay the man. If your car note is paid, pay the man. If you ask for something in relations to your kids and it's done and it's granted, pay the man. In my opinion, even if he gives you half, pay the man. Because at that moment, he probably was able to give you just half. And he got it quickly to you. And the other half is going to come in another way. And if you try to play him and you think, oh, he only gave me half, I'm not giving, things will happen. Things will change for you. Take my advice. So I'm going to prep a jar. I have a lot of roots here. I also have the smaller version of the roots here too. Sometimes when I have like the bigger roots and stuff, I don't want to break them and put the whole thing in there. So I get the smaller versions of it. And some of my customers, they like to offer him money in their jars. So a lot of my customers too work with Expedito for gambling. So they'll send money to me. And this is money that they collected from the casino, or altar money. Altar money is always good to reuse on a consistent basis. And then I'll just reuse these for my customers. I tell them to sign their name on their dollar bills, $5, 50, hundreds, whatever it is. Because you see, some of my customers, they want a lot more money in advance. So $100 is nothing for them to use as a petition. $50, nothing to use as a petition, especially if they've worked with him in the past and they have gotten things. And he's the type that you can't come with an offer and a month later. No. If you said you was going to give it to him right away, give it to him right away. I'm going to burn some hell banknotes. And I have a scurrying bowl that I'm going to let fall into here. And I honestly haven't heard my fire detector in, oh, wow. I don't really hear it, to tell you the truth. I never hear it, to tell you the truth. So you probably won't hear it go off now. So these are an offering to Expedito. That was what, $5 trillion? I'm going to put these inside of the jar along with a bunch of roots. The roots, to me, in my opinion, are stronger than the leaves sometimes. I'm going to put a combination of money herbs and different things. I'll put everything in the description for those of you that want to make it yourself. And there's a huge lotus stone back here. Maybe, oh, it's kind of heavy too. I'm going to do a giveaway on lotus stones. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a post go up sometime between, if not today, today's Saturday, because I told you Saturday is a good day for me to post. If not today, maybe on Monday, Tuesday. This is my lighter, so you see how big it is. And it's really, really heavy. It's heavy as shit. And it's particular and specific just for him. So that is one thing that she wanted to have as an offering as well to him. And you know, with lotus stones, I have a video on here, so watch that so you can understand how to use it. And I'm gonna set up the jar. I know y'all probably like, okay, get to the ritual, but you need this information. So I'm put everything together. I'll speed up the video. I add a little bit of music, and I'll get right back to y'all. Okay. Oh, and one thing I forgot to tell you, what I'm gonna put in here too. This is heavy. Some money sand. Expedito loves sand. Expedito loves powders. Expedito loves roots as well. And he loves his own personalized things. There's a candle back there for him as well. And I'll set this up, and that's a good fortune candle over to the left, because you want to always make sure that you have a lot of good fortune and positive energy flowing through whenever you're doing any kind of ritual. I have a few things at the bottom of it too, and these are my banknotes that I sent to you guys in your orders. It says $1,000. So there's a few things I added at the bottom as well. And I'm gonna get this jar together, and you guys can watch and enjoy. Give a like if you like it. I prayed over the jar and I sealed it. And if you've been watching me for a long time, I told you once jars are sealed that you should not reopen them. I've explained everything you needed to do. And when it comes to offering of water, I prefer giving him ice cold water. I know some of you would prefer to give him liquor. I do not recommend liquor. He has been beheaded. Do not give him liquor. You can offer him wine, small increments, after the situation for you has came to. But for many of you that are going to offer him liquor and rum and money and everything right away, he is a folk saint. He will take it, he will eat it, he will relax, and you will get nothing. So understand how to work with certain energies and certain folk saints. He requires payment after. So if you pay him before and nothing has been done, and then you email me, Magic, I gave him a bunch of stuff and he didn't give me nothing. Who's the fool? You the fool. Because I told you not to do it. The ritual that I'll be doing for my client, it will consist of 14 days. So I'll also work this jar on a consistent basis. Some of you can work it on your planetary days of your choice. You should be above and beyond working full moon and new moon. You should know the breakdowns in between the full moon and the new moon by now. You really should. You should be a bit advanced. And for those of you that want to know how to make that sand, the recipe is on my Patreon channel. So you could join and you can learn how to make your own stuff. And if you're going to work the jar, work it. You can work it 3 days. You can work it 5 times a day. Use super candles, use spell candles, whatever candles work for you, and let it run through. And you can shake this jar as well. And remember, the jar is kept, especially if it's a situation where you are trying to obtain employment, a new job, a new position, a raise. You want to keep those type of stuff. It's very rare that, and people ask me this all the time, and it's like, y'all don't listen. It's very rare to throw away a jar that's bringing money in for you. It's blessing you. It's blessing your home, your family, and everything else. So do not dispose that jar. Look over my older videos. I showed you how to work jars. I show you how to fill them. And every single thing that I use is at my website. I have a website. So I'll leave a link in the description to my shop. The oils that I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use 7 oils. It's up to you. You should know how to mix your oils according to your situation. You should know how to pray over them. And when it comes to the lotus stone, I showed you how to feed it. And continue working on a regular basis. Keep your altar hot. I will not leave his stuff at a crossroads. I have videos here explaining crossroads, disposals, jars, lotus stones, herbs, roots, everything. And I've explained to you briefly exactly what you should do for this ritual. Like, subscribe, and stay blessed.